Hello there. My name is the Intelligent One, and I am here once again to bring you the facts from a higher place. Today we're going to talk about why Dead by Daylight may no longer be dead. Now, you might ask what I mean by that. Well, what I mean is, Dead by Daylight has been dead for a while now. As many of you know, daylight has come, and we're very far past it. But with the addition of Nemesis, this could be the start of the second night. And the game might not actually fucking suck anymore. So, Nemesis comes from a franchise called Resident Evil. Now you see, I'm an original Resident Evil fan. I've been there since the beginning, all the way back in 2003 when the first Resident Evil came out on the original Xbox. I had an incredible time playing as Chris Valentine, exploring the Salazar Mansion, and killing undead monsters. Nemesis was an incredible part of that game, and I'm very happy to see that he is being added into Resident Evil. Oh, sorry, I had to take a drink. I'm very happy to see that he's being added into Dead by Daylight. Now, from the videos I've seen, it appears that he might actually be an extremely good killer. The reason Dead by Daylight has sucked ass for so long is because the killers are far too underpowered. And it's really not as much of a problem as the killers being underpowered as it is the survivors being too overpowered. And the killers that they've been adding in the game for years now have not been good at all. The best killers have pretty much always been the nurse, who's been in the game since practically the beginning, and the spirit, who has been in the game for about 2.5 years now. Every other killer has sucked. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. As you can see, I'm a master at this game. This is a gameplay of me playing as the Wraith. Usually considered one of the worst killers, but in this match, I got a 4 kill. But yes, it's very sad to see what has happened to this game. It used to be so fun. And then the devs just kept on nerfing the killers. Despite the fact that the player base kept telling them that the killers were way too underpowered. But more on that later. I've seen the gameplay of Nemesis, and it appears he's quite good. He could actually be one of the best killers in the game. With the addition of the AI zombies roaming the map as you hunt the survivors down, there is a chance that he could actually be good. He also has a tentacle throw, where he throws his tentacle at you, and it injures you. And that could be very good as well. As you can see here, I faked this person out. Watch closely. See, I pulled a move like normally I would use on the Spirit, but I used it on the Wraith instead. And my return was the person quit the match. Now, Resident Evil is a very good thing for Dead by Daylight, because as I have said, the last few killers have been absolutely fucking terrible. Remember the Trickster? What a stupid fucking killer. Stupid design, stupid power. Not scary at all to go against, because he's a terrible killer. Same with the twins. The twins were awful. Remember how glitched they were at release? I remember the first game I played as the twins. I let Victor loose, and he got stuck in the ground. And I was very mad. I wanted a refund, but unfortunately, they do not give refunds for that. Now, if we're being honest, I actually really liked the concept of the Blight. Unfortunately, it was poorly pulled off, and playing as him ended up being not very fun at all. Particularly because whenever you go into the mode of running or dashing, the collision detection was very poor, and it was not satisfying. The hitboxes were also terrible. I remember many times that I would finally pull off a dash extremely well, and I would watch my weapon go directly into the survivor, and they would not get hit because of the poor hit detection. Yet when I play against the Blight, he'll hit the area behind me, and I'll get hit. It's very silly. But the Blight overall, not a very good killer, especially on console. The killer before the Blight, well, you all know who it is. Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head was a good addition to the game. It was very cool to see Silent Hill added to another game, finally. As a massive fan of the Silent Hill franchise since the first game in 2014, I was very happy to see it placed into Dead by Daylight. Pyramid Head was an okay killer. He could have been better, to be quite honest with you. I would have preferred him to have a lot more power than he did, but he didn't. So if I had to rank him, I would say he was an alright killer. Not one of the worst, but not one of the best. Overall, he's alright. Now the killer before him, let me see if I can remember correctly. Who was before Pyramid Head? Oh, the Plague. Is that who was the Plague? Yeah, the Plague sucked as well. Was it the Plague? I can't remember. But regardless, the last truly good killer that was released was the Spirit. And that was nearly 2.5 years ago now. Coming up on 3 years, pretty quick. And one of the things that really sucks about Dead by Daylight is that they always nerf the killers. And what I mean by this is they wait until everyone buys the killers. They make the killers pretty good and pretty fun to use, but survivors complain about them because they fucking suck at the game, and then they nerf the killers about 2 weeks after release, after everyone's bought it. Between that and the overall overpoweredness of survivors, no one wants to play killer anymore. If you ever try to search for a match as a survivor, it takes fucking forever, because barely anyone's playing killer. Because no one wants to play killer. It's not fun. All it is just getting looped around and getting chased around and chasing people around in circles until they drop pallets. Over and over and over again, and they go to every pallet on the map, and there's no counter to it unless you're the nurse or the spirit. But Nemesis, with his tentacle ability, might be one of the few killers that can also counter it. And I guess Pyramid Head can kind of counter it, but his power is very unwieldy and not very consistent. And it's very easy to dodge his power. Now, Nemesis, I don't know. I haven't been able to play him because I'm not a PC player, so I haven't been able to do the early testing. But from what I can tell, his tentacle ability is not too hard to dodge. It's the perfect balance of being slightly difficult and just involving skill. I would really like to see Nemesis save this game, because Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and Dead by Daylight, when it's good, is very good. It just hasn't been good for a long time because of the shitty developers not being good at their jobs and catering to the survivors. With the addition of Nemesis, maybe killer queues, or not killer queues, I mean survivor queues won't take as long because more people will be wanting to play as killer now. Why wouldn't they want that for their game, you ask? Well, that's a good question. They should have tried to do this a long time ago. But as you can see here, this poor Nia has no escape. She made the foolish decision of trying to come back for her comrade, and now she's going to fucking die. Watch as I chase her down. She thinks she's going to make it, but she's not. She's so close and nope. Bitch down. This was one of the most satisfying 4 kills I've had in quite a while. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And I really hope that Dead by Daylight can be brought back from the dead. And once again, the game can be enjoyed by all the many people who own the game and play it. Have a nice day.